Nowadays, the digital space is where the real money's at. Just a few months ago, Bitcoin experienced the highest valuation it has had since it was first launched, making many people very, very rich. However, there is another cryptocurrency that is rising up the ranks and might just take over Bitcoin's spot as the leading global cryptocurrency. Its name is Ethereum. Right now, one Ether is equivalent to around $2,000, and it is projected to only grow in value going forward. Naturally, the founders of Ethereum themselves must be pretty rich by now. In fact, Vitalik Buterin, one of Ethereum's co-founders, is estimated to be worth around $200 million, and at the rate that Ethereum is growing, it is no surprise that his will reach billionaire status soon. Vitalik Buterin has been known as a cryptocurrency prodigy, and his youth and insight make him one of the most talented and educated individuals in the cryptocurrency sphere. The big question remains, how did he come about launching the major cryptocurrency and what is his life story? Welcome back to Business Explained.
Let's get down to business.
Buterin wasn't always a multimillionaire. He was actually born in 1994 in Kolomna, Russia to a middle-class family. His parents are Dmitry Buterin, a computer scientist, and Natalia Ameline. Buterin lived in the area until the age of 6 until his parents decided to emigrate to Canada in search of better employment opportunities. When the Buterins moved to Canada, his talent for numbers and innovation became more evident. While in grade 3 of elementary school in Canada, Buterin was placed into a class for gifted children, and he was drawn to mathematics, programming, and economics. Buterin attended the Abelard School, a private high school in Toronto, for 4 years. It was during his time in high school that he began to learn about cryptocurrencies. His father, Dmitry, taught the young Vitalik about the ins and outs of Bitcoin, and this was what sparked Vitalik's interest to delve deeper into cryptocurrencies. In fact, his interest in cryptocurrencies was so deep that Buterin began writing for a publication called Bitcoin Weekly after meeting a person on a Bitcoin forum in order to earn his own Bitcoin. The owner of the publication offered 5 Bitcoins, which, at the time, was equivalent to around $3.50, to anyone who would write an article for the publication. Buterin wrote for Bitcoin Weekly until the website shut down. Very shortly after, Buterin started working for it due to lack of revenue. However, that was not the end of Buterin's writing career. A few months later, Mihai Elizi reached out to Buterin about starting a new print publication called Bitcoin Magazine. Buterin accepted, and he became the magazine's first co-founder and one of its leading writers. Bitcoin Magazine soon became known as the first serious publication dedicated to cryptocurrencies. It had also begun publishing a print edition, which was widely patronized by cryptocurrency enthusiasts. Now, while working for Bitcoin Magazine, Buterin applied for a job at another cryptocurrency company called Ripple. However, the deal fell through because Ripple was unable to support a US visa for Buterin. In addition, Buterin held a position on the editorial board of Ledger, a peer-reviewed scholarly journal that publishes full-length original research articles on the subjects of cryptocurrency and blockchain technology. In 2012, Vitalik won a bronze medal in the International Olympiad in Informatics, and he later began to travel around the world to visit other developers who shared the same love for numbers and code. Perhaps it was during this time of traveling that he was able to refine his idea for Ethereum, because later that year, he returned to Toronto and published a white paper proposing the framework for Ethereum. Buterin argued that Bitcoin needed a scripting language for application development. However, when he was not able to get support for his idea, he proposed development of a new platform with a more general scripting language. However, in spite of him already having a framework for Ethereum, Vitalik still decided to pursue his college degree. Perhaps this was because back in 2013, he had almost gone broke. The Ethereum co-founder only had a few $1,000s to his name, which seems crazy to think about now considering he is worth hundreds of millions of dollars. In a tweet, Vitalik revealed that he even had to sell half of his personal Bitcoin to avoid going broke in case the value of Bitcoin dipped. He attended the University of Waterloo where he was an assistant for cryptographer Ian Goldberg, and he tried to focus on his schooling. But, college probably just wasn't in the cards for him. He ended up dropping out in 2014 when he was awarded with a grant of $100,000 from the Thiel Fellowship, a scholarship created by venture capitalist Peter Thiel. With the funding, Buterin was inspired and focused all of his energy on working on Ethereum full-time. In 2015, Vitalik Buterin, along with his partners Gavin Wood, Joseph Lubin and others, launched the Ethereum blockchain, a platform on which users can create decentralized applications. Buterin's goal was to provide new use cases for blockchain technology, moving beyond the semi-limited financial applications of Bitcoin. To provide users with a little more flexibility, Ethereum was made to work as a blockchain-based operating system where anyone can create and run smart contracts and decentralized applications. Think of it as making cryptocurrencies and related functions accessible to virtually everyone. Ethereum is described as a decentralized mining network and software development platform rolled into one that facilitates the creation of new cryptocurrencies and programs that share a single blockchain. It has since grown to be a major cryptocurrency. Buterin has said, "I am truly grateful to have the opportunity to work in such an interesting and interdisciplinary area of industry, where I have the chance to interact with cryptographers, mathematicians and economists prominent in their fields, to help build software and tools that already affect tens of thousands of people around the world, and to work on advanced problems in computer science, economics and philosophy every week." In fact, Buterin's work even led him to meet Russian President Vladimir Putin. He met the president at the St. Petersburg International Economic Forum while Vitalik was recognizing the economic and political relevance of the Ethereum enterprise for his native Russia. Putin had apparently supported the idea of establishing ties with possible Russian partners. However, in spite of Buterin's massive success in the cryptocurrency arena, he is known to be a very private individual. In a 2018 New Yorker article, Buterin's father suggests that Vitalik is trying to avoid the focus on him as the philosopher king of the blockchain world. Apparently, Vitalik was not too keen on knowing that people were relying on him for everything related to cryptocurrency. Dmitry said, "He is trying to focus his time on research. He's not too excited that the community assigns so much importance to him. He wants the community to be more resilient." If you also look around social media, Buterin is rarely present. His LinkedIn profile even reads, "I don't use my LinkedIn account," in capital letters. Perhaps this has to do with his thoughts on signaling theory, where he says, "Signaling theory says that if you have a good way of proving something and a noisy way of proving something, and you choose the noisy way, that means chances are it's because you couldn't do the good way in the first place. As the saying goes, work hard in silence and let success be your noise." Apart from his work on Ethereum, Buterin is also known to be a philanthropist. In 2017, he donated $763,970 worth of Ether to the Machine Intelligence Research Institute, which has the goal to ensure artificial intelligence technologies have a positive impact on humanity. In 2018, he donated another $2.4 million worth of Ether to the Sense Research Foundation, which develops solutions for health issues associated with aging. He also further donated $1 million to charity for Ugandan refugees. Naturally, Buterin also has Ether assets. His main Ethereum address contains approximately 333,348 Ether, which is worth hundreds of millions of dollars. However, he previously used another address which contains approximately 430 Ether, or 252,000, to donate 1,000 in Ether for development grants. Buterin's cryptocurrency holdings represent the largest chunk of his wealth, but he also has pretty decent cash holdings, estimated at $12 million. He is also reported to get a salary somewhere between $140,000 and $250,000. Apart from Ethereum, Buterin also owns equity in two multi-million-dollar startups, namely Clearmatics and Starkware. The precise value of these investments has not been disclosed to the public, but we can assume that they also rake in quite a lot of money for him. So, what's next in store for Ethereum? Back in 2019, Vitalik had proposed a major update called Ethereum 2.0. which includes plans to lessen the blockchain's transaction throughput traffic, lessen network costs, and increase rewards for the node validators. Ethereum developers estimated that the upgrade will take a few more years to come into fruition. In 2020, $1.4 million worth of Ether was given to the project by Buterin himself to kick off the new Ethereum 2.0 platform. The first phase of the project, Phase 0, was launched on December 1, 2020. Last year, Ethereum soared alongside Bitcoin. As the Bitcoin price rose up to $60,000, Ethereum also rose up 30% from its peak in 2018. As Ethereum's developers power through the phases of the Ethereum 2.0 platform, more and more developments are coming in, like a proposed upgrade to the Ethereum blockchain that will burn Ether tokens. This could make Ethereum more useful than Bitcoin, which means users and developers might find it more stable and reliable. Ethereum's upgrade is also known as EIP 1559, and it is part of a broader move toward Ethereum 2.0. This move will overhaul the network's current transaction fee system. Much is still left to the imagination, because we have yet to see the full effects of this change should Ethereum be fully implemented. Most notably, back in 2018, President Trump had dubbed Powell an enemy of the state and a fail, with no guts, no sense, no vision. A terrible communicator. What happened? What did Jerome Powell do to warrant such words? And, what would you do if you were faced with a major financial crisis? The economies of countries all over the world have suffered downturn after downturn over the last few years, and the coronavirus pandemic has probably been the hardest blow we have faced in recent history. One man's job was to ensure that there are enough financial resources to go around and keep the supply stable, not an easy thing to do when you're in charge of the Federal Reserve of one of the most powerful countries in the world. Yet, he seems to have had a great track record so far, helping stabilize the American economy following even the toughest financial crisis. After all, as he said, in the long run, and even in the medium run, you wouldn't want to bet against the American economy. His money savvy is even seen in the way that he handles his own finances, as he has a net worth of $55 million, which makes him one of the richest individuals to have ever led the Fed. Yet, in spite of his work in attempting to keep the American economy stable, Jerome Powell has been ridiculed by both politicians and the media. The story of Jerome Powell, head of the Fed, is up on your screen now, so sit back, relax and see you in the next video.